Um, gonna have a heck of a show for you all today. Oh boy, do we got some stuff to go over. A little bit of news, not a whole heck of a lot, but we'll get through that stuff, and then we will be talking. I mean, a bunch of stuff. I've got a review of Bard's Tale today. Um, Hang on, I'm gonna try to get Eric. 1 second here. Um, all right, let me try to call Eric. But I. What up, Eric? We're live on the air right now. Just shooting the breeze about some stuff here. A little bit of news.
I took the day off because I've had my massive migraine since yesterday.
Ooh, not good, dude. Not good. Probably too much Demon Souls, I would say. um, and you're
I think
you're
I think it's sinuses because the weather shifted again.
yeah. Change your mic again, Eric, because it sounds like you're way in the distance.
I
We're gonna,
can't remember.
huh?
I don't know why it doesn't remember.
I don't know. Gonna have a heck of a show today. I've got a review of Bard's Tale Remastered. You guys gonna want to stick around for that. Um, I've been raging on Demon Souls. I still can't get past that first fucking boss. After the show today, I've got a new plan. I'm gonna start a new build and try it that way. Um, but anyways, I'll talk about that. What else we got today? A bunch of
What build
stinkos.
did you pick?
I picked a priest build at first because it seemed kind of appealing to me, but more and more I'm reading either
You can,
the
you can do faith builds, but you're better off starting off as another class than building off of that.
yeah I'm going to I'm not gonna. I tried the royal class. The problem I have with that is the
The
weapon
starting weapon.
the weapon that they give you. You only your enemy has to be right in front of you, and I found myself dying quite a bit, like not being able to I hit the buttons right, just not right in front of the enemies, and they quickly they take.
You could be
Make,
a hunter. They gave you an axe.
I was thinking not the hunter, the other one with the axe, the knight or whatever it is. So I'm thinking of doing that.
You mean the pole arm?
Yeah, if it's pole arm, whatever.
That's a spin the wind weapon.
Yeah, that's yeah. I'm thinking that one. I think that one's gonna get me through. I just got to get past the fucking phalanx, man. If I can get past the phalanx, I got the deluxe edition, so I got the extra souls and stuff. I can level up and maybe do some things. But goddamn, man, that phalanx is kicking my ass over and over. The problem with losing to the phalanx is your souls are trapped there. So and if like me, I used all my bombs. I'll talk about it.
Don't use your bombs. Save your bombs until most of the things have died.
Yeah,
Instead, what you can do is just use the resin and then kill everything that way until you've cleaned up the space.
yeah, yeah. I'll use a couple of bombs this time, but I'm not gonna like firebomb the whole thing. I used 13 bombs on the motherfucker, and it didn't die. Got it down to a quarter, and then my health was a little low, and just as I was like trying to top off health, got
Don't ever heal when the panic healing will kill you.
yeah, that's what happened. Like
And you're supposed to use the pillars for cover.
yeah, I mean I thought I was behind the pillar, but maybe one of the side stupid whatever things they are slimes got me with the flying spear, but I'm not far away from getting past that. But I'll talk about more about it. We've got a heck of a show for you all today. The show's RP Grinders. We have not started yet, so we're just waiting on break to get on in, and we'll be going over a lot of stuff today. We've still got our tournament going on. I've got a plethora of stinkos today, a plethora of sweetos. We're down to 16 TV horror TV shows. So we'll be getting down to 8 after today, and of course next week will be the grand finale of that tournament. It's been a really good tournament so far, better than I expected, Eric. So, we're chugging along here. We're doing our thing. What else we got? Let me see if there's anybody in chat yet to verify that we're even on the air. Break will be in here shortly. If you're listening on the archives, the show's live every Friday, 7 Eastern time. You want to make sure and join live. We'll shout you out.
Although, one suggestion is you could be magician and you get flame toss.
Yeah, I thought about that. You could like stay at a distance and just flame them, or pick the that other build where you get that, spirit arrow or whatever the fuck it is, and just stay at a distance.
That's what the Royal does.
Yeah, the
you
Royal.
You can buy Soul Arrow, but the Royal starts with it, and it comes with a ring that regens MP.
Yeah, problem is.
But there's like another one you can get later on.
Yeah, problem is it doesn't regen fast enough for me, man. Like
Yeah, it's not that great.
Yeah.
But it's only good for like early game.
Yeah.
And when you pair it with something else like a crescent weapon.
Yeah.
Which regens MP.
Yeah. If I could just get past that fucking phalanx, I'm gonna try with the knight, and then after that.
Oh. Hello.
Testing 1, 2, 3. Can you hear me, Eric?
Yeah. What happened?
I don't know, man. Some weird shit. So, all right, we're back. Shows RP Grinders.
Oh yeah, I'm back to 8 hours next week, even though it's only 3 days. But it's 6 to 2. I think it normally be 7 to 3, but I think it's because Ohio now has a curfew of 10 o'clock.
Oh.
So in order for both shifts to work full 8 hours, they need to make us start an hour earlier.
Yeah. Well, that's good. I mean, that's fair, All right. If you're just joining us, Shows RP Grinders, we had a little bit of audio technicalities there, but
yeah. Ohio is basically in lockdown 2.0. Only it's a soft lockdown unlike before.
Yeah, restaurants are closing here. All restaurants are closing their dining rooms. You can still do carry out.
I'm surprised that the theater I could have seen that Fate movie is still playing it, but other theaters have closed, so they had to do refunds. It's like, you goddamn dummies at Aniplex. You should have known this would happen.
Yeah.
Why didn't you just put it on a streaming service? Or do virtual screening, like charge us $15 for it.
The theaters here are staying open for some weird reason. I don't get it. I honestly, I don't understand why we're not in a lockdown, complete. And, the government giving us $1,200 a month. I mean, I think that would be, I know some people would it wouldn't be what equals their pay or whatever, but there's got to be something to get some sort of control over this virus. And I know people are saying, well, there's vaccines now, which is true. There's vaccines, but not available to anybody yet. They just,
We
I
don't
mean,
know how good they are.
well, they're supposedly 94 and 95% effective, depending on which one you're
Mm.
looking at. But the problem is, like, and they also need to be free. That's the other thing,
They're
so,
taxpayer funded. They should be free,
yeah, absolutely. Um,
or at the very least, like $10.
I'm sure we'll get to it later in the show. Our free for all is going to be fun with our horror TV show.
Or $10, and your insurance will cover it, even if you don't want to pay money.
No, I think it should be free, period. No matter what.
Yeah, but that's like being really hopeful.
Yeah, no, it's not being hopeful. Think about it, Eric. Like, the homeless people in this country are big time carriers of this virus, right? So
Mm.
if they could get the fucking
Yeah, but they'll probably make them get it for free, and then
well,
everybody else that can pay will pay.
well, maybe. I mean, I'm not
Because
exactly.
they'll never skip an opportunity to not make money.
No, I understand that, but then
Because it costs it probably does cost $10 to make.
I
That's how
doubt
much
it.
Resident Desert costs.
I doubt it. I mean, I'm sure the initial cost, yeah, but the government could pick up that tab. What is our government good for if not to help us out? That's my whole issue. And it doesn't seem like they ever want to help us out.
My dad is a fool politically. He keeps voting for the party, keeps fucking us over, and he told me that the government's primary responsibility is to protect its citizens, and it hasn't done that for decades.
Right. That's exactly right. Protected citizens, but from what? I mean,
Militarily, is that what he was saying? Because we don't need to do that because we're the ones invading other countries.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, Eric, and I don't know if you agree with me, but I think if you voted for Trump the first time, it's okay. You voted for Trump the second time, which even more people voted for Trump this time. I think you can.
I don't think that my parents voted for him a second time because
well, good.
I think they knew they fucked up.
Yeah, I mean that's a good sign, Eric. That's a really good sign.
Because like if you ask them if they did, they deny it.
Okay, well.
So that they're already ashamed of it.
Well, good. I mean, that's the way people really should feel, like, but that's not the way people did feel. The more people voted.
Front fence sign in the garage where nobody could see it.
Oh boy, they're ashamed. I mean, they should be ashamed. Calling break right now. Let's see if we can get break on the
Although
line.
I think initially they didn't hang it up because they didn't want people potentially vandalizing it.
Yeah.
On Skype, come on.
You're here.
Or
What's
they
up,
got
break?
it because they went to the rally, a rally,
Yeah.
and they didn't know what to do with it.
Hey, break. We hear you.
Here, thank God.
Yes, you're here.
Like I turned the computer on at 6 o'clock, started loading all my links and stuff like
Yeah.
that.
I
and
saw
then went to
you.
the bathroom, came back, I loaded Skype. I came back. It started to install. I'm like, okay, well, fuck. I walked away again, came back, still installing.
Oh boy.
Then I just sat here and just watched it load and load and load and load.
Gotta love
God,
that, man.
Skype makes me want to pull my fucking hair out.
I know, man. I don't know why it's giving. I've never had that many issues with Skype, like personally, man. But I know you've been.
Ooh, it doesn't make any fucking sense.
I know.
The only problem with Biden winning is that we're gonna go back to getting more wars.
Yeah, I'm afraid of that, man. I knew it as soon as.
Well, I was thinking about that too, and like Trump's been trying to start a war with Iran anyway, so like either way, I think we're gonna go to war soon.
Oh yeah.
Because remember, like Trump bombed Iran. The only thing that stopped us from going to war is at the same time Russia accidentally shot down one of their planes.
Yeah. Yeah.
That was the only thing that stopped us from going to war at that point.
Iran is a nightmare if we get in a war with Iran, man. Like that is the one country. I mean, I'd rather go to war with fucking North Korea, to be honest with you. But Iran is like a scary opponent, and so is China.
I said China's the scariest of the scary.
Yeah.
I would not want to fight China.
Yeah. Jesus Christ. We've got a heck of a show for you all today before we start. I've got a ton of Stinkos, a ton of Sweetos today, though. And break. I don't know if you saw the Sweetos here, but I think you'll enjoy one of my Sweetos. But lots to talk about today on today's show. So, why don't we get right to it? You guys ready to go?
I'm as ready as a teenager on prom night.
All right. That was a nice little sexy interlude there, Break. Hang on 1 second. Here we go. And welcome, everybody, to episode 618 of RP Grinders. I'm your host, Frank Branches, alongside my trusty cohorts, Eric the Great, Breakman the Bold. Breakman, how are you doing, man? Oh, Jesus. The bullshit starts early on RP Grinders, I tell you, man. That's a good sign, though, Break. Whenever you're playing Harmy, that's a good sign. What about you, Eric? How you doing, man?
I got through the most grueling week ever.
Ooh, all right.
And I didn't escape unscathed because I took today off because I didn't feel right going to work with a massive migraine that was bothering me even yesterday.
Yeah.
It was worse then, but still.
I hear you, dude. I hear you. Well, hopefully you feel better, man.
I probably need to get new pillows too. That would help.
I know this.
But I haven't been able to do anything because I've been so tired and working late.
You've been working your ass off. I thought you might miss today's show again, but you're here, Eric. Gosh, man, whirlwind of a show we got for you today. We got a little bit of RPG news, lots of stinkos, lots of sweetos, just a bunch of stuff. I got Eric and I have some reviews. Breakman, you have a review today at all?
I'm trying to think of what happened this week. Not that I can.
Maybe you could review Rudy Giuliani's press conference. That'd be great.
Sure.
And our free for all this week, we're in round 3 of we're down to 16 horror TV shows. We're gonna get down to the ultimate, scariest, best horror TV show of all time. I think there's gonna be some contention today. We'll get to it, but in lieu of
Spoiler
that,
alert, it is the Kardashians.
yeah.
It's the
Oh
scary
yeah, we should have put that in there. I really should have. In lieu of that, let's do it.
That would have clean swept. Like, oh god, there isn't anything scary in that.
There was nothing would have beat the card. That's why I didn't put it in there, man. But let's
Do you know anybody that actually eats ham for Thanksgiving instead of turkey?
I eat ham for Christmas, not Thanksgiving.
I do know people that don't like turkey.
Ooh, I love turkey, man.
Mrs. Breckman's family doesn't eat turkey for Thanksgiving.
Yeah, okay. Nothing wrong with that, but turkey is delicious. So there we go.
My family does, so it's who I usually spend Thanksgiving with. But yeah,
mesquite turkey though, or smoked turkey.
Thanksgiving anywhere, but at home.
Yeah, turkey's good shit, man. It's good stuff.
I always get the traditional Thanksgiving turkey. I'd probably get mesquite or smoked myself though.
Yeah, why not? Okay, let's get started with the news here, guys. RPG news. All right, Eric, you're up.
All right, excuse me, I had to burp. Void Terrarium Plus
I
heads
knew
to...
that place. Excuse me, who is that?
It's a weird developer.
Yeah.
Oh, excuse me, I got a burp's the developer. Okay, my bad.
I thought that was the
Void
game.
Terrarium, because I'm not trying to pronounce that thing.
Plus, let me try. Void plus Wait.
Okie dokie.
Terrarium plus fur.
The Plus version heads to PlayStation 5 on February 18th in Japan. No word on localization, but it's only a matter of time since NISA did the last one.
Yeah. Not a lot of gameplay on the trailer. Like they show you this like weird like angled like gameplay trailer, but
it came out in July on the Switch.
Yeah, looks okay.
Anyways, the PS4 version came out like a couple months later, and now this is coming out next year. I'm getting throw a ball out and say that it's gonna probably come out at the same time the Japanese version does for
He
English
said-
localization because they've already done the work, so they just need to get it done before it releases.
Yeah. Bernie's in chat. Shout out to Bernie and all of the hardworking players over at the PH.
Anyways, there's going to be new content to the game, and then of course, if you have the older versions, you can just get the update for free.
Freak is in chat. What's up, Freak? Nice to have you in chat.
Oh, wait, not for free. It's just paid DLC, but I don't know.
He says, hello, Grinders, and hello, Harmy, Breakman. So, there you go. All right. Break, do we still have you on the line?
Yeah, I'm right here.
All right.
I'm me.
Sorry. You were just so quiet, man.
I was letting Eric speak. I didn't interrupt him enough, I thought. Coming to us live from RPG site, Azure Lane Crosswave launches for Nintendo Switch on February 16th in North America and February 19th in Europe. Idea Factory is... paragraph repeats what I just said. Azure Lane Crosswave is a naval battle RPG based on the Azure Lane mobile game featuring characters based on warships. The Switch version also adds the following according to Idea Factory. Taihu and Formidable, formerly DLC for the PS4 Steam version, are included as playable characters. Both come with the 3 support characters each and additional story content. And updated photo mode, you can now post up to 6 characters instead of 3 for more photo shoot fun. Jesus. Get creative with new extended camera angles. Really, what the fuck? That is a feature?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this Pokemon Snap? No. Then why?
Why haven't they come out with a really good, naval, World War II RPG? I think that would be, super interesting based on World War II. All the naval battles and shit, I don't know, man. This sounds interesting to me. Anytime I hear naval battle, what was that Assassin's Creed game that was kind of naval battle-y? Do you remember?
Black Flag.
Yeah, Black Flag. Black Flag.
There's some naval battles in Origins and Odyssey as well.
Yeah, I didn't get anywhere in Odyssey, man. Odyssey was, that's a tough game. tough game.
Actually, maybe not Origins, but definitely Odyssey.
Yeah, I didn't play Odyssey at all. But,
I know you could ride a boat in Origins, but I don't know if you could ever shoot cannons because it was because of the time period.
Yeah. Freak says a brewery in Iowa has a limited release beer he's trying. Oh, that's cool. Let us know how it is, Freak. All right, let's move on to the next story. Come to us from rpgsite.net. Let's see. It's Arc the Lad Art to see a global English release. That's interesting. The game originally released in Japan in 2018 after being originally teased as far back as 2016. Details are scarce, but official website can be found, and there's just a little, it doesn't really have much. I'm looking at it. It's got character profiles and, shit like that. So it's a tactical RPG, of course. And that's about it. So... And it has a little bit about the story, but I'm not gonna read that. It looks okay. It sort of looks like in the style of Final Fantasy Chronicles, sort of, something like that. So, all right, Eric, anything else on that, gentlemen? You guys want to comment?
Nah.
All right, Eric, you're next.
Okay. The only other thing I'll say for Arc the Lad R is that it's a mobile game, so it's I don't know how good it actually is.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
I don't know. Mobile games have gotten really complex.
They've gotten better. There's no doubt. Yeah. No doubt. Man.
I'm worried that Tsukatcha mechanics though will be in it.
Yeah. Freak says French toast cocoa. It's a chocolate stout with cinnamon and maple syrup. It's 7.9. That sounds good, actually. Freak.
I'm not really interested in flavored alcohol. It's still gonna taste like barley, isn't it?
Not necessarily, man. You'd be surprised. There's some surprising beer combos that you wouldn't think. You wouldn't think chocolate beer would taste very good, but it's actually...
I had chocolate wine.
It is. Chocolate beer is amazing.
It is.
I thought, when I first heard it, I'm like, no. And I avoided it for a long time, but the first time I had one, and just I was...
Well, maybe unlike chocolate wine, the chocolate overpowers the taste of the barley.
Yeah. Well, I don't know, man.
I'm saying this as a person like chocolate wine. So.
Yeah. All right. What do we got next, Eric?
Otome announces Otome visual novel. Shuen no Virtue. or Verge, I don't know. Error with a big R, Salvation for Switch.
Okay.
Idea Factory bringing in Ultimate has announced the game we just mentioned in collaboration with popular illustrator Yomi. Dark fantasy title set in the land of art picture with where everybody dies by the age of 23.
Jesus. Yeah.
Okay, so that's an excuse for them all being teenagers. Okay.
Yeah. Freak says, LOL, not as good as my gift from Frank. My brother-in-law was still surprised by it a few days later. Interesting thing about that strain, Freak, I think what you guys were experiencing was CBD along with the THC. Anytime that you have CBD in addition to THC, it's good stuff, man. Like, I sent you some good shit, man. That's all I got to say. All right, anything else on that, Eric?
No, that's really it.
Okay, next story. I think it's whose turn is it? Is it my turn? I think it's my turn. Or is it yours, Break? I think it's yours. Next up, Break.
Coming to us live from Gamatsu. Oh Jesus, why are you scrolling now? Ketsui Def Tiny Kasuna Jigoku Tachi now available in North America.
Not
It's
bad.
just
No
Ketsui.
idea what I just said.
Not bad, man.
Ketsui?
No, just Ketsui.
Ketsui. Yeah.
So it's like, okay. It's going to be $34.99 on the PlayStation Store. The original, it first launched in Japanese arcades in January 2003, followed by, they still had arcades in 2003 in Japan?
Yeah. Oh yeah, man. Shit. They still have them now.
Yeah.
This is a game that's criminally gone unlocalized for almost 20 years now.
Yeah, about that time, I think already like the arcades have been completely taken over by Dance Dance Revolution, and there are no actual arcade games left. Overcome despair with Jesus Christ, Ketsua Determination, originally released in 2000. I just said that. Feature 7 modes. The most in series history. Arcade mode, super easy mode. I like that one. Arcade challenge. Bonds of Growth. Def Tiny mode. A new remix version with hyper destructive gameplay. Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
So the game's a little pricey considering it's digital only, but considering the previous versions of the game, the physical releases are like $60 or more.
Yeah, it looks good.
Depending on which, like there was even a DS version of the game.
Yeah, it looks decent. I don't know. It looks good to me. Freak says you said it was your second best strain. I kind of want to try your best strain now. It depends on your perspective, Freak 5. I know I said that last week. It technically it is based on potency, based on my own intake, and I'm a connoisseur when it comes to weed. But the only other one that I have that's stronger doesn't have any CBD, so you're not gonna get that really good, body, feeling good kind of like. I don't even know how to explain it. Like almost not a narcotic, but like a pain reliever is what CBD does more than anything. And the edible in the bottom of the vial was a nice surprise. Yeah, I figured. Slagar's in chat. What's up, Slagar? Nice to see you. Welcome back on in. All right. Let's see. It's my turn. Next comes to us from Gamatsu. English versions of Persona 5 Scramble, the Phantom Strikers, listed by Asian retailers for February 23rd, 2021 release. Localization announcement finally incoming? Question mark. I would say so if they have an English version. So there you go. February 23rd.
Well, the thing is, I think the only reason it hasn't come out yet is because Age of Calamity was coming out, and they don't want to cannibalize sales of two different Muso games.
Yeah. What exactly is this game, Eric? Because I haven't heard much about Scramble.
Cheers, so packed.
It's basically a sequel to the original ending of Persona 5.
Oh,
and,
okay.
And it's an action RPG because it's more of an RPG than it is a Muso game. I mean, It's using a Muso engine, but I'm guessing it doesn't play exactly like a Muso game.
Okay, all right. Freak says, LOL, by connoisseur you mean big old pothead, right? No, I mean I'm a connoisseur, Freak 5. There's not very many strains that I don't know a lot about. I used to be a bud tender, so I had to know.
From what I can tell, the game's kind of a spiritual successor of sorts to the Devil Summoner PS2 games.
Yeah. I think I agree with your comment in chat, Break. You're up next, Break. Yo, Break. Did we lose
They
you?
lose Break.
There he is.
No, I'm right here. You hear me?
Yeah, we hear you.
Okay. Retro futuristic action puzzle adventure game Retro Machina coming to
Machina.
PS4, Xbox One, Switch, and PC in Q1 of 2021 on coming to us live from Gamatsu because I forgot to say that. And let me see here. Equipped with the ability to control other machines, our hero must use all the tools at his disposal to rebuild himself and find out if any intelligent life remains. Well, the answer to that is no. He must explore the desolate, disintegrating maze-like terrain. Well, that sucks. He's just walking around, all of a sudden the ground behind you disappears like, oh my fucking god. Overcome the harsh environment, take control of deadly and antagonistic automatons in order to discover the mysteries of the world and the origins of its only remaining city. Automatons is a word that's not used enough. It's the other surviving city of the long dead world, Endeavor City. Oh, okay. Has for centuries existed as a robot utopia, following a strict set of rules and processes in an effort to maintain its perfection. A perfect world where imperfections must not remain. To all its inhabitants, the city under a great glass dome is as it was from the start, but something in the crumbling towers and overgrown roadways seem off to one malfunctioning robot. With his former family turned against him, he must navigate the land beyond the dome city, overcome the treacherous challenge that face him, and seek help for his much-loved home. Set in a vibrant, hand-drawn, avant-garde, retro-futuristic environment, Retro Machina draws inspiration from the works of science fiction's foremost authors Isaac Asimov and Arthur C. Clarke. Players are invited to explore 4 diverse biomes, each with their own unique aesthetic and vicious bosses.
This game looks good. The aesthetic looks great.
Sounds interesting.
When I first saw the picture, I'm going to put it up on the screen here for you people that can't see what I'm talking about. What was that game called? Glitch in the Matrix, I think is what, or Glitch or whatever it was. But it was like a robot character similar to this. I think it was a PS2 game, maybe a PS3 game. But I thought it was.
I think I might know what you're talking about.
It's an underrated game. It's an action platformer.
I think we are thinking about the same game.
I think it's called Glitch, if I'm not mistaken. But let's see. Slagar says action RPG. Are there in real life RPG where your toon just sits around and watches TV and drinks beer to level? That's The Simpsons, isn't that? Or Freak says, isn't that The Sims? I'll try it. Slagar. Let's see. Souls games use souls to level up, Eric says. Yeah. We'll be talking about Dark Souls in a minute. That's the news.
In Souls, a soul is a different way of saying spirit. And spirit's a different way of saying alcohol. So maybe.
Yeah, maybe.
That's a little stretch, though.
Yep.
Maybe that's what they're really doing when they consume souls. It's alcohol.
Breakman, do I have to hit your music?
Oh, you know what? No.
Okay. Darn it. One of these days.
There is a dude in Dark Souls 2 called Gavilan. He just drinks alcohol the whole time.
I'm going to double check right now. I looked earlier, but maybe
something.
Maybe there's something.
Send Breakman some questions at RP Grinders. We will answer any and all questions, regardless of what they. You don't want Breakman sad. He's been crying a lot lately.
It's too late.
It's too late this week, but maybe next week, Breakman. Maybe next week we can get some questions on the old Twitter hotline, I guess. All right. Let's move on to...
Inquiring minds want to know.
All right, Breakman, you're up.
Let me see what I've been playing. Friday the 13th. A little bit more of that. But there was an update last week, and since that update, I've been having major lag issues with that game.
With which game?
And connection issues, stuff like that. Like, I'm constantly getting kicked out of games now, so I don't know if I'm going to be able to keep playing this game or not.
Which one?
Game?
Friday the 13th.
Oh, yeah, they had an update, man. Ugh.
They fixed
whatever
something, but in like true Bethesda fashion, they broke like 5 things.
Yeah, on the Xbox side, it's definitely having a lot of connection issues. At least I am, anyway.
Didn't they
So,
close the servers?
well, that's the computer.
Oh.
That's our PC, the computer. Yeah.
Oh, I
PC.
thought they closed down everything. Like they were
No,
just.
I mean it's still on Xbox Live. It's just it doesn't have its own independent servers, but you can still. I mean, it's still a connected Xbox Live.
Right. Gotcha.
So I don't know how long I'll be playing that if it's gonna stay broken, but I've also been playing Doom Eternal, which yeah. Same thing. I gotta say, I'm pretty close to the end. The fighting is fun. The exploring is fucking bullshit. Like the jumping on monkey bars, going over gaps, and just it's so fucking bullshit. I hate it so much.
Yeah, the platforming I heard was just so bad. They should
is.
just get rid of that element altogether.
I turned down the difficulty level because I do the platforming, and by the time I'd get to an enemy, like I died so many times platforming. Like I'd get there and immediately get murdered by the enemies. Like, okay, I'm gonna do this on like normal skill level, I guess. Which is what hurt me plenty, I think.
Yeah.
Can you swap difficulty on the fly in that game?
Yeah, you can. Which is pretty cool. I do like that.
That's a good addition to that game.
It's like getting into the original Doom and you're stuck it with it until you start a new game.
Yeah, it lets you swap the fly, which is cool. Yeah, other than that, I don't really have anything like new to report on the game. Maybe after I beat it. I haven't really tried the multiplayer either, though. Maybe I'll try that at some point.
Freak said they got rid of the dedicated servers. Before someone left the lobby you were in, it wouldn't close if they were the host. Just made someone else the host. Now if the host leaves, it kicks everyone out. That's why you've probably been having your issues.
Oh, okay. Yeah, you're right. That's exactly what the problem is.
Okay, Donald Trump Jr. has tested positive for COVID.
Eric, we'll talk about that later. What have
I
you
know.
been-
Why you gotta spoil our Sweetos for?
I didn't know. I hadn't looked at it yet. Sorry.
All right, Eric, what you been playing?
Been playing more Dark Demon Souls, and I finished that, so I got a review of it later. And more Batbarian. I need to fix that. And what else? I played like a little bit of excuse me. I needed to put it into the news, but I couldn't find an actual news article about it. But because it's not quite official, but it's all but confirmed. But Ace Attorney collection, Great Ace Attorney collection which is an HD remastering of the 3DS games that never got localized here.
Oh, that's cool.
But there might be even more than that coming. Like maybe they'll do HD versions of 5 and 4 and 6 as well, because Capcom's got like a big leak going on.
Ooh, I saw that leak of Capcom. Very, very tantalizing. Breakman, did you ever play Resident Evil 4?
Yeah.
We may.
I got to play it before it was released.
Ooh. We may be getting an HD remaster of that game.
Or
remake.
We already got remastered, so it'd have to be a remake.
Remake, yeah. We might be getting like the RE2, RE3 treatment on 4. So.
Although they'll probably port the HD remaster to PS5 and Xbox Series X, because why not?
Yeah. All right. What else? Eric?
But other than that, I played Spirit of Justice.
Yeah.
Like I didn't get very far though.
Okay. Played a little MPQ, of course. Bard's Tale Remastered, I played and beat that a couple of times, so I'll talk about that. I just didn't get the one ending. I don't know if it's the true ending or what, but I just went online and saw it because I couldn't, like, the boss is like completely almost impossible to beat. So I tried over and over. I just couldn't do it. So I did.
Is it one of those bosses where it's just like stupid repetitive and you have to beat it like several different times or something like that?
No, not necessarily. It's just one of those, like, you're used to the game being easy all the way up to that point, and then when you get the one version of the boss, like, it's just so overpowered, and like she summons like all kinds of things, and you never have time to like if you summon your summons, she gets rid of them real quick. So it's like there's there's not like a lot you can do in that span. And I've seen videos on people beating it and stuff like that. And
Phalanx is the easiest boss in the game.
yeah, Slagar says you all made your next gen choice. Yeah, mine is everything. Slagar always like next year I'm getting the Xbox when Halo comes out, but right now it's definitely PS5.
Next year because it's probably the most realistic time we can expect to be able to actually get one.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. Next year sometime.
I'm gonna try on Black Friday online, but bots are probably gonna eat those up.
Yeah, probably. I'm not too worried about it. Like I got the PS5. I got lucky to get that, and
I
whatever.
want to look for a TV on Black Friday, I think.
Yeah, do it, dude.
Anybody know any good deal? Like, what's
Best Buy's running the best deals, dude. Best Buy and Target have really good deals on Black Friday TVs, man. Like you could get. I think I saw like a 43. What size are you looking for, Break?
Oh, about 50 inches, I think.
50.
Yeah.
They have like there's anywhere from like I think it's like 240 to like 500.
Yeah.
Really good TVs. So you could find a really good one, man, for sure.
Yeah, I was looking at Costco and they had like I'm looking to spend less than 500, and I was looking at like Samsung, LG, Hisense. I'd never really heard of it
Yeah,
before.
don't get
Apparently it's a Chinese
Hisense.
company.
Hisense is low end BS, man. But
Yeah,
but
I don't
LG.
doubt it. It's like I said, it's a Chinese company, so I
Yeah.
wasn't really looking to get that.
Yeah, get an LG. I got an LG. But I got a high end CTX, like ready for the new consoles and stuff. Because I'm.
Yeah, I think I
like
am
that.
leaning towards like an LG because Samsungs are nice, but it seems like they're sort of like Sony, like there's a price increase on them just for the name.
Yeah, they have some budget TVs for sure, but whatever. But anything else you've been playing, Break?
No, it was your turn.
Oh yeah,
I
it's my turn.
interrupted you. Sorry.
Yeah, no, that's okay. Bard's
Please
Tale.
sidetracked you, my bad.
I'll have a review for Bard's Tale in a second. Demon Souls. I played more of that, and oh boy, I'm having issues with Demon Souls. I don't even know if I want to talk about it. I can't even get past the first boss. Like I got to redo it. I got to start with I've tried like probably 15 times to get past that first boss. And once you get past that first boss, the game kind of opens up. And I remember this from the first Demon Souls from the PS3 era. Like I had this same problem. Like I couldn't beat that fucking boss and all that. But I know I'll get through it, but it's just gonna take me a bit. Like matter of fact, after this show, I think I'll give it another go with a different class and see if I can't get there. So, all right. Speaking of reviews,
RP Grinders reviews.
Break. Did you have a review this week?
I can't think of anything.
All right, Eric, you're up.
All right. Do you want me to review Octobug first or Demon Souls?
Octobug first, man.
Yeah, because I was supposed to review this last week, but everything else was going on. I was not feeling great and tired, and we were busy because we had other reviews to get through. But now I'm gonna cover it. But I'll have to make sure to let Eric Bailey know when we're done here.
Yeah.
But I'll have to get the episode up because it's my turn. But
All right, Octobug, Eric.
But Octobug is a game made by Eric V. Bailey and his little tiny development studio, which is him and several other people that work together online, called Tiny Bookshelf. And this is their like 5th or 6th game maybe?
Yeah.
And it's a platformer, and there is 2 endings you can get, one of 2 endings. Depending on whether or not you kill any of the flies. And the objective is actually to not kill them, because the other one's more of a glorified game over. But it's a cute little fun game. Like if you like when you're getting through the levels, they have like different themes that kind of open and a weird segue, kind of like the Sonic levels would. The title cards.
Mm-hmm.
But like the mantis will tempt you to kill the bugs, and he's like, kill the flies, and one of the levels was called Hype Mantis, and he has an air horn that goes off every time you kill a fly. It's a really weird but also sweet game because there's a good message about not being a meanie and killing the bugs.
Yeah.
Whatever.
I kill
There's
flies like left and
there's
right.
also some secret rooms that let you skip the rest of the level, and that's the best way to actually avoid killing the bugs.
Okay, cool. Lurks is in chat. What's up, Lurks?
So yeah, I gotta give this game a score. I think it's only about like $5, but I guess there's worse way to spend even less money. But I'm gonna give it an 10 out of 10 because there's a lot of heart put into this thing.
Yeah, there's something to be said about somebody that puts like all their time and energy in one game. Like Eric Bailey didn't seem anything to me like Phil Fish, for instance, who is another one of those creators that creates his own games and really thinks that he's the cat's meow when it comes to gaming, and humble, I guess, is the word that I could describe Eric Bailey and everything that I've seen from Tiny Book. What is it? Tiny Bookshelf?
Tiny Bookshelf.
Yeah, Tiny Bookshelf. So, kudos to him for putting out a game. It's more than any of us could ever lay claim to. So.
Oh yeah, if you want to download it, it's only available for PC platform, but you can go to itch.io.
Itch.io. Okay, there you go. Octobug. All right. On to your review of Demon Souls, and I have to say, Eric, you're a gaming god because I can't even get past the first fucking boss.
Most of the bosses are actually not that hard.
Oh, shut up, Eric.
No, there's like 3 or 4 bosses in the game that are actual challenge. The other ones are gimmicks, or there's ways to cheese them.
Yeah.
But some of the way to cheese the game, these bosses have been fixed, while other parts of it haven't been fixed. So you have to use other methods of cheese. Like, there's one boss that in the original you could just arrow them to death through the fog gate, so you only had to deal with the second man-eater.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
But otherwise you can't do that now. So instead you can do the poison cloud method, which takes forever, but at least you won't die.
Yeah.
But this is a game done by Blue Point. It's a remake. I like all the visual changes, even the ones that had the fat official's skin color be changed from pure black to white now, which my headcanon tells me that they did it to reflect their position as a corrupt politician, and most politicians are white, so therefore you're fighting the man.
Yeah,
but I think they might have done that because they didn't want people potentially thinking that like they were racist or something.
Yeah.
Because like that's something that there probably wasn't an oversight committee on the original.
Yeah. I have to say, Eric, from what I played from the last time around with Demon Souls to this time, they've done a bang up job with this game. I'm really
impressed. They even added new content. Like, there's no DLC or anything, or at least not yet. There might be. I mean, because like, some people are speculating that they might actually let you go to the 6th world.
Oh my god, if they did that, people would lose their fucking minds for good reason, man.
But they did add some new items, and
Whoa! Back the whole. Did you say sex world?
No, 6.
Oh, never mind.
I like how Brake's ears perk up anytime he hears the word sex, boobs, tits, ass, anything like that.
They're awful.
Yeah, he is, but we love Brake, man.
Anyways, they have new items now. Some of them were DLC only via the deluxe edition. They didn't even offer the $20 soundtrack and that DLC pack separately from the game itself. Otherwise, you'll have to pay $90.
Yeah.
But some of the new items are like preservation range, which aren't that useful. Like, because all it does is further boost your resistance to status ailments.
Yeah. Slagar says, "What? It's 2020. They want you to know you're racist. It's probably extra points." That's true, Slagar, for sure. Freak says,
Anyways,
yeah.
like some other new items in the game, like they put these secret coins into the game. People didn't know that they were there until they started trying to find ways to open the specific new hidden door in Boltarian Palace 1-3. And if you find 30 coins and you give them to the Sparkly, which is a snuggly of that game, he'll give you a rusted key, which you can use to open the door. But you can only find these coins through fractured mode, which basically mirror modes the game's perspective so that everything's been switched over to the right, left, or wherever it used to be, which is disorienting. But the reward for opening this door and getting an item is the Penetrator set.
Okay.
The Penetrator is the name of a boss because he's got a big spear.
Let me guess, Eric. You got these items.
No,
Oh,
because
okay.
I have to look for the coins.
Gotcha.
And I think you might need to do on a second playthrough.
Gotcha. Freak says, "LOL. I thought he said Sex World 2." Frank saying people would lose their minds makes sense if there was a Sex World. And Slager says, "I has one ticket to Sex World." Sweet.
So if you ever wanted to wear the armor set for Penetrator, you can.
Yeah.
He said penetrator.
Only if they call that place Fantasy Island would I want that. Freak says, "LOL, wasn't that one of the worlds in the Enterprise visited in the next generation
I
episode
need
where?"
to give this thing a score before you move on.
Okay, go ahead, Eric.
But before that, I do like to say that I wish there were a couple things they had fixed. Like, I think it would have been a good quality of life change if the game had just let you use your souls and level up without having to refight the first boss. Because
Yeah.
now I've got 100,000 souls on the line, and I have to refight fucking Phalanx, which is not hard, but if you're starting out, it is.
Yeah.
But
Yeah.
But I shouldn't have to deal with that the second time through and the third time through and so on.
Yeah, that sucks, dude. Jesus.
But other than that, the game, I'm going to give it a 10 out of 10.
Yeah, it's
Very good showcase for the PS5.
yeah. The only thing that it's missing, Eric, is haptic feedback on the triggers and adaptive triggers. I was reading a little bit.
It's got the... It's still got good force feedback though.
Yeah, it does.
Which is not comparable to the Switches, but better because I think they use it more effectively in this game than most of the Switch games.
Yeah.
But yeah, it doesn't have the resistive trigger stuff.
Yeah, exactly. No, you're right. But that's the only thing bad so far that I can say, other than it's still balls fucking hard. But
I think one thing I do like is the additional tool belt, which is kind of like Bloodborne and Demon Souls 2 and 3, where you can put additional items on those slots.
See, I didn't know what that was, and now that you say it, makes sense. Like I saw the tool belt, and I'm like, what's that for? I didn't know you could actually drop items into that thing, but whatever. Let's see. Slagar says he is the penetrator, so there you go. All right, I'm gonna do my real quick review of Bard's Tale Remastered. Voice acting is really great. Carrie Elweiss does the voice for the Bard. The music is really fun. Tommy Tallarico Studios did all the music and lyrics and stuff for Bard's Tale. I gotta say, I'm not a big Tallarico fan.
Tallarico sucks as a person.
Yeah, I'm not a big fan of him per se, but his studio does good work.
Like, if you want to know what kind of person he is, you should have seen him talking about Columbus, saying how great it was, and especially how great it was for Italian immigrants. That's the kind of person he is.
Yeah, whatever. No, but the studio did a fine work with the music. I do like the game quite a bit. It's very rudimentary. Like it's not world beating or anything. I thought the remaster was pretty good compared to the old school Bard's Tale, but they did a real good job with it. Not much to go with graphic wise and stuff like that, but It was good, and you can kind of cheese through that game with the arrows. Any place you go, you can pretty much kill any enemy, which makes the game a whole lot easier than just going in meleeing everything. But all in all, it's a good remaster. I'm gonna give it 7 out of 10. It's real short. The story's real flimsy. You could see kind of the elements of the story from coming from a mile away. But all in all, it's really good. Very funny.
Did you play it on PS4 or Switch?
PS4. I played it on PS4. But it's worth picking up. It's real cheap. I got that game actually in a humble bundle a long time ago for I think I paid like $10 for like 12 games or something. It was ridiculous. But yeah, I'd say pick it up if you have a few extra bucks. I think it's $5 max on PlayStation Store. I don't know what it is on Nintendo, but it's worth a shot.
You mean it's on sale for $5, or that's how much it is?
I think that's how much it is, Eric. I got it in a humble bundle.
Permanently discounted to $5.
I'm guessing. I'm not 100% sure on that, but last time I checked, it could have been a sale, but
Yeah, most games drop in price really quick nowadays, unless they're made by Nintendo.
Yeah,
I think the original release was like $20, so maybe it's not that hard to believe.
Yeah, it's not that far from reality. The most it could be is $10. It's worth a $10 appeal. So, all right, let's move on to everybody's favorite segment.
What is it?
Stinko of the week.
All right, Breakman, you're up.
All right, I got some stinkos. I don't know if I want to get into all of them. Well, I guess I should, because it's just I'm pretty pissed off about one thing.
I got a shit ton too.
I'm pissed off about all these. Well, let's see here. COVID has now killed over 250,000 Americans.
I got that. Yep, that's on my stinko list.
I don't know what to say.
It's sad, Breakman, because it could have been less than half that. Whatever. Whatever you. There's nothing much more to say about it. Break. It's sad and it's depressing. So,
Yeah.
What else you got?
I know. I just and at this point, I saw somebody on Twitter ask this week, do you know anybody who's been infected? At this point, everybody knows somebody who's been infected at least.
Yep.
At least
Yep.
one person.
Yep. I know.
I should get tested. But I haven't been able to get out, so.
Yeah. Get
We
away from
lose
me.
Frank again.
Uh-oh. Frank.
I still need to get my flu shot, too.
Be back soon. Uh-oh. Damn, you haven't had your flu. You got to get the flu shot. It's gonna be bad. I don't think they fucking people fighting against coronavirus understand that we're also going to deal with the flu and cold and everything else. It's not just one problem. We're gonna have all these fucking problems.
Yeah. I'm back. Sorry, guys.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're just talking about Star Trek and chat.
Yeah, give me a second.
Thing is, I got the flu shot back in February, but I ended up getting a strain of the flu anyway. But so I'm good at least until February, but I should probably get one soon before the season starts up.
If we don't beat COVID, that's what we'll be looking at in the future. Different strains of COVID, and us getting COVID shots, and then hoping it'll be effective, but not being able to guarantee it'll be effective,
Yeah. All right, I'm back. Bernie says she can't hear anything.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
Frank is mad buggy.
Uh-oh. Internet's attacking. Everything was going so good. And then Frank farted, and now the internet's gone.
He says continue, so what should you talk about until he figures it out?
Wait, what were we talking about before he dropped out? Well, we weren't talking about Star Trek
COVID.
ratings. Oh, yeah, COVID. Fuck,
Yeah.
Well, I think we've said everything we said about that. I mean, we keep bringing it up, and we brought it up, and we brought it up, and um, it's just fucking sad and it's depressing. Um, Also, I've said before, and I've been saying it for a while. People have been saying, "I can't wait to the election, man. I can't wait to this election, and everything will go back to normal and stuff." People are fucking stupid.
Yeah,
What
you
do
really
you
think?
think was going to happen? He is burning the building down, basically. Trump has gone to all-out war with sanity at this point, and we're all going to be fucked because of it.
And don't give Biden money to make the transition go faster, because what's that gonna do? No,
Yeah.
just kick him out of the building.
Yeah. No, I'm back, guys. Sorry, it's gonna be. If you guys don't hear me, just keep going. It's
Biden doesn't need your money for any reason whatsoever.
no, and then you know what's funny is he's like he talked about like the stimulus shit, and he's like, we don't need handouts. And then in another tweet, like probably a day apart, he's begging for money. You know, it's like, come on,
Right.
man. I mean, really? Anyways, continue on. I'm sorry, Breakman. I'm all
No, it's fine.
discombobulated.
It's everything like, just hit like, man, he's trying to fire everybody he can. He is obviously trying to undermine our elections, and just the poison that it's spread through the minds of so many people is driving me nuts. Just like, I can't believe how many people are like, it's all fraud, it's all fake.
Yeah.
There's
Yeah.
some people at my work talking about how they still have this idea of the Democratic Party being this version of socialism that's the boogeyman of the U.S.
Yeah.
And when it could be further from the truth, they're the
I know.
GOP.
Well, people don't realize we actually have socialism in this country, in the form of Social Security, firemen, policemen. That's all social programs.
Those are all
And their
programs
only
paid
idea
for
of
by the government.
socialism are two failed socialist states, Russia and China,
Yeah.
who only failed because greed trumps everything.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's why I think one form of government, like, you can't like be strictly like democratic or strictly like socialist or anything like that because of the corruption of man.
Yeah, you're gonna
That's why I
have
think
to.
we work better as a country as like democratic republic,
Yeah,
a kind of
yeah.
a mixture of the two. But then, and now we see what's happening. It's been completely exploited. Like, both the Republican and Democrat parties have broken the
Because
system
capitalism
down.
destroyed everything.
Yeah. Capitalism is the major evil, man. Like, I wish we could get away from capitalism, but people like their stuff. You know, it's like, you can have
Well,
stuff, but
Even in a socialist country, there's still money being exchanged.
yeah.
It's
There's
just
still-
not the building block of the entire economic process.
Yeah. I mean, we're coming to the end stage of capitalism for sure. What else you got, Break?
I don't really want to get into this. Let's just move on for now. Maybe I'll talk about it later.
All right. Eric, you're up next.
My stinkos are the same as last week's, but there is a little bit of an update on this. Aniplex had to refund people for theaters that were closing that were going to show Fate Stay Night, Heaven's Feel 3.
Well, that's good. That's good.
But like, they should have just not done it in the first place.
Yeah. All right.
Heard there's several bands out there that aren't refunding people for concerts.
That really sucks.
Yeah, like
man.
Smash Mouth, you mean?
Yeah.
Smash Mouth, motherfuckers.
That's absolutely ridiculous.
That
No,
guy
we're
got
just
voted
postponing
because-
it.
Yeah. Well, my concert was postponed. I told you guys about Guns N' Roses being postponed to next year. I mean, I don't think I'm not confident that they're even gonna do that concert. It's supposed to
Exactly.
be, so. I mean, give me a refund this time. Don't postpone it again because it just, Slagar says, "Why did my hair dye investments tank? You invested in the Rudy Giuliani, didn't you? That's what happened. Okay, Freak 5 Stinko this week. Not going to share it here because if it turns out to be true, I might do something that will get me sent to jail. And I don't run a record of me being mad about it now, so if I end up in court, I can defend my actions by my emotions getting the best of me rather than it being premeditated.
If you end up in court, I don't know you.
Yeah, who's Freak what? Who's that? I don't know.
No, I think it was some guy on the internet. No?
No,
no,
no.
never
On
heard of him.
TV, right? Celebrity,
Yeah,
maybe? No.
yeah, maybe.
Okay.
No, not that. Okay.
All right.
I play a lot of video games. No, okay.
Okay. Speaking of Giuliani, he had a press conference, and oh boy, I
Wow.
don't.
Yeah.
I struggled with if it was a Stinko or Sweeto, but ultimately I put it in both Stinko and Sweeto. I
Yikes,
put it in the
okay.
Stinkos because, I mean, it was just a bunch of bullshit lies. And who was that? What's her name? The attorney? She's a piece of shit, man.
I'm not sure. Was it Sidney Powell? Is that the one you're talking
Sydney
about?
Powell.
Yeah,
Sydney
she is a
Powell.
QAnon supporting terrorist.
Yeah, she's a piece of shit.
Yeah, she
Giuliani's
is
a
human
piece.
garbage. She is a traitor to this country. She should be arrested immediately.
Um, Giuliani's a piece of shit, and he's another one that's a traitor to this country and should be
Right.
behind bars. And it's a
He's worked with foreign spies several times now.
yeah, and it's a shame because Giuliani used to be thought of as one of the greatest Americans, especially
Yeah, from
during
what I've been
9/11.
hearing though, like from like people in New York, reading online, I should say from people in New York, is apparently a lot of people knew he was a douchebag before. He's always been a douchebag. It's just now he's the whole 9/11 thing happened, and he did a good job during that, but that's like the only good thing he's ever done apparently.
Yeah. Giuliani's a piece of shit, man.
Yeah.
I don't even know how to express how much I can't
Right.
stand Giuliani. Like, if anybody was to get COVID, I would wish it on Giuliani because
Have you seen the way he's sweating? I don't know if he doesn't have COVID
Okay.
as it is.
I'll talk about that in a bit. I actually know what that was, Breakman, but I'll talk to you in a bit
Is
about.
the same drug that Trump's on? The one
No.
that made his eye like he was. I don't remember what press conference it was the other day where he was just. It looked like his eyes were barely open, and I'm just.
He's okay. He's a raging alcoholic, Breakman. That's his issue. He's a big time alcoholic, and I don't make fun of people that are alcoholics because it just it's not something that I like to wish on anybody. Alcoholism is a definite disease and
It
should
is.
be treated as such. And most people don't think of it like that. They think of alcoholism as like a self-induced like type thing, which yes, people do put the alcohol in their mouths, but some people are more predisposed to addiction than others, and
Yeah.
alcoholism is a whole different thing. So I'm not going to comment on
Yeah,
that.
and
but,
just like drug addiction, the problem is the people have to want to get sober.
yeah,
If they don't want to get sober, there's nothing you can do to help them.
yeah.
I mean, really.
Let's see. Genova was there, another big piece of shit. And that new lawyer, I don't know her name, but she's a piece of work too. She was talking all kinds of shit about Trump in 2016, and now here we are, 2020, and she's defending the president left and right. Okay,
I let me just give like a quick like basic like I don't want to get into details type thing. The others think go. Okay, so my dad's been in the hospital and he's getting out, or actually he just got out today, but he's not going home. He's going into a nursing home
Okay.
for recovery.
All right.
So yeah, I don't know if you guys know about nursing homes right now. There are no
Ooh.
visitors allowed.
Yeah, that's really bad. Hopefully they're taking precautions,
And
Breakman.
because they're super spreader places. So yeah, I'm pretty nervous about my dad being in a super spreader place, and he's gonna be there for the Thanksgiving at least, and won't be able to visit him at all.
Oy. Sorry to hear that, Break. I hope it works out.
I'm pretty fucking pissed about that.
I hope they do the right thing and take precautions, man. I mean, you're right. Nursing homes are super spreader places, and I don't even.
Yeah.
It's
That's why they're not allowing visitors. So yeah.
Yeah. My dad will be 41 years sober in January. Freak Five says that's a good accomplishment, man. I'm what 20 minutes sober? No, I'm kidding. I haven't smoked any weed yet today. So, you guys know that I'm perfectly sober during the show, right? Like I never imbibe.
No, we couldn't even get you a smoke on 420. We thought it would have been funny, but no.
I know, man. That's how dedicated. I mean, it's so stupid. I really should just like toke up before the show, but then I'm always afraid that I'll fuck up a recording or like I don't know. I have
Like,
respect
you should do
for.
it like for a holiday. Or Black Friday's next week. You should do it for Black Friday.
Here's the thing. I have a lot of
Wait, when's
respect.
Christmas? Let me see. Check my calendar
Yeah.
here.
I have a lot of respect for the people in the audience more than they even know, man. Like people that listen, like on the um, in chat, of course, and then on the archives. Like I genuinely like really want to produce a decent product for people to listen, and so I
Well,
just
this is interesting. I don't know if you realize this, but the last Friday of the month or last Friday of the year is Christmas.
oh wow. So are we doing a show on Christmas? A Christmas
No
special?
idea.
Maybe we should take that day off, man. We haven't had
I
a
don't
day
know.
off
We,
on
we should
Grinders.
talk about that and see. I mean, maybe we should, but
Yeah.
I mean, well, because the next Friday is the first.
Oh God, man. Maybe we should take a couple weeks off then. I mean,
Mhm.
we'll talk about it off the air.
Yeah.
But anyways, let me get to more of my stinkos. Now, you guys remember? Well, the Giuliani press conference. All I want to say is there was just a bunch of lies and bullshit that are being proven wrong over and over in court. And Giuliani's just a fucking clown at this point. So, whatever. Another clown that I actually gave a sweeto to last week, Geraldo Rivera. Geraldo Rivera got a sweeto last week because he was trying to talk Trump down from the rooftop, right? Like talk him down from jumping and basically trying to reason with Trump, and said he had a very good conversation. Well, this week,
One game show host reasoning with another.
exactly. Guess what he wants? He suggested that in order to honor the president, right, that we should call the vaccine the Trump vaccine. And I'm like, I think we should do the opposite. I think we should call the virus the Trump virus because, no one has, done more to perpetuate the virus than Trump. So
I had not heard that, and
Yep.
just
I'd rather him not
I
get
just-
any kind of recognition at all.
I
Yeah.
feel
'Cause
like
he doesn't deserve any.
I feel chills, like just of anger from that statement.
yeah, you can see it online, Breakman, and I'm sure you will at some
like
point.
how can anybody?
He said, this
His
is what he
fucking
said.
incompetence has cost the lives of hundreds of thousands
Yep.
of Americans.
He
The scientists average. They said if we'd done the right things, we could have saved at least 180,000 fucking lives.
Yep. You're right. If we would have just paid every citizen to stay home, a couple grand a month like Canada did.
Oh, but that's socialism. We can't have that.
Oh boy. I mean, what's a government for if not to help its
No.
people, man?
During
I
an
mean, seriously.
international fucking crisis. That's what the fucking government is supposed to be here for,
Yeah.
is to protect the people during a crisis.
Yep.
No,
Us-
but people don't want it because it's socialism. Instead, we should go all back to work. That makes
Yeah.
more sense. Let's fucking spread the disease.
Yeah.
That's in part of the whole.
My job has forced me to put masks on. I mean, we did back during the start of the epidemic, but we're back on masks now.
I'm of the belief that people should wear masks even after this fucking thing is over. Like everywhere you go, just wear a fucking mask. Like it's not that hard. Like we can, how much flu deaths we can prevent by that, or other bullshit. I mean, it's just crazy. I don't want to read what you wrote there in chat, Freak, because it seems kind of personal. So I'll just not read that. But I did read it, and that's really sad, man. Slagar says, not just call it the Trump vaccine, but call it that because of Trump's great leadership. Yeah, I know, man. It's you guys got to see it.
His great leadership was to take an international pandemic and decide that instead of him doing anything, he's gonna. Well, he did his quote unquote his quote unquote ban, his travel ban back in fucking February. But then after that, he decided to let each state do whatever they wanted to handle it. Each individual state. That's a great fucking plan, jackass.
Yeah,
and when he didn't realize it was working, because March. When did we start opening back up? End of April, May, June, July, and the fact that it wasn't working. At no point did he step in and say, okay, well, maybe we need to change the next direction. And that's how many months? May, June, July, August, September, October, no fucking Vember now.
Yeah.
I know. That's why it said a half-ass ban. quote unquote
Yeah.
ban. It was his travel ban was fucking ridiculous. Basically, he banned foreign people from
Yeah.
China and another country from coming here, but he
Yeah.
didn't do anything to quarantine any people returning from countries like that.
Yeah.
And yeah, and according to experts, like a lot of the spread came from Italy for America anyway.
Yeah. I agree with all that, Breakman. The thing that really irritates me is he could have did one thing. One thing would have saved at least 50 to 100,000 lives, Breakman, if he would have just wore a mask on TV from the beginning and said, just wear a mask. We'll get this thing under control.
Mhm.
Wear your mask everywhere you go. That alone would have helped.
Yeah, instead of that, he was going to like testing labs without a fucking mask on
Yeah.
and contaminating shit.
Yeah, and
You
he
know?
himself got COVID, so I don't
Yeah.
I don't know how else his supporters could find out that he's just a fucking figurehead. Like, he's just dumb. Real quick, another quick stinko. I don't have a lot of information at the moment, but the Milwaukee shootings, and not the Kenosha ones.
There's
That's
one more shit. Oh, Jesus
Yeah,
Christ.
there was a mall that got shot up. There's multiple injuries, and I don't know how many deaths. At least one death, I think. So yeah, guns aren't a problem in this country apparently. Yeah, Milwaukee shootings again. Also, Rittenhouse got out of jail on $2 million bond. How the fuck did that guy afford $2 million? Beyond me. It was probably a bunch of MAGA chuds donating to a GoFundMe or something. But
Oh my God,
that
he is a hero to those people. They are fucking insane. He
Yeah.
is a murderer.
Yep. So that's that.
Actually, you know what? He is a terrorist too.
Maybe we lost Frank again.
Yeah, it's
Domestic terrorism is fucking with our show today. This is bullshit.
it is, man.
MAGA hackers. Are they smart enough to hack?
I figured out
No, but they're rich enough to pay other people to do it for them.
yeah. The problem, I figured out the problem. The problem's this cord. I got to get a new cord. That'll be fixed by next week, I promise.
That's the problem with like Trump and those fucking asshole idiots. Is they're morons and they're incompetent, but they have enough money to pay other people to do shit for them.
Yeah.
They've
All right,
always have.
let's move on to happier subjects.
Dude, what does my tattoo say?
Sweeto of the week.
All right, Breakman, your sweeto of the week.
The only reason I brought up the last part about the nursing home and stuff like that, because I really didn't want to talk about it, it's just the fact that he's out of the hospital. I mean, that's a huge sweeto.
That is
Just,
a huge,
I mean,
dude. I've been worried and wondering about that break, and I didn't want to break it up. Talk about it because I know you get real emotional with that stuff. So I respect you and hope for the best. And I'm glad. I'm really happy to hear that, Breakman. It's good news. I know he's going into a nursing home, but the fact that they don't allow anybody in that's actually a good thing, dude. And hopefully he'll get out of there sooner than later.
We'll see.
Yeah. Any other sweetos?
Yeah, my other sweeto goes to, I don't remember, you probably don't remember, but I complained a long time ago about some local politicians and some of their criminal acts and things like trying to run the city behind closed doors.
Yes, I remember that.
Well, two of those people have been arrested by the FBI this year.
What?
Didn't you call them like
and
the
another
something
one, like,
five
they
or
did-
something?
What's that?
Didn't you call them the something five or whatever?
Yeah, the Gang of Five. That's what their nickname, because it was five of them working together. But so two of them busted and another guy. So this year, the FBI has actually been holding our crooked council members accountable for their
What they get
crimes.
arrested for?
What exactly did they do, Breakman?
Let me see. Bribes. I think it was all bribes. Taking bribes. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah,
You
they're
know, like
just
for,
they were.
for construction deals or something like
I
that.
gotcha. They weren't smart enough to wait until they became like senators and house representatives because they take legal
Too
bribes all
eager.
the time.
Well, it's funny. Like two of them apparently like did everything they could to hide everything, and the two that were just caught, I guess, in the last month, they did everything that like to hide it, like true criminals too and stuff like that. But the woman that they busted several months ago, I didn't bring it up because it's just one. She barely hit it at all, and it was just like it was such an easy like, oh wow, we've never seen anything this easy to bust before. And so it's a string of them. So I'm hoping to see more of them arrested, and hopefully that means maybe we get some changes where we can stop electing people like this.
Yeah, yeah, it's sad, man. Cincinnati's, I don't know too much about the city itself, but I know they've been going through some corruption problems
But
and
most
stuff like
cities
that.
do, though. I
Yeah,
mean, I don't mean just for us. I mean, change needs to happen for everybody.
yeah. No, I agree, man. I mean, we
Only.
talk about it all the time. You get the money out, and then we can start talking about having a really good political system. I mean, that's when people are held to account by their people and not by donors is when things will change around.
That's accountability is does not exist in Washington D.C.
Yeah. All right. What else you got, man?
So no, that's it. That's it.
Okay, Eric, I didn't see any Sweetos for you this week. Do you
Mm.
have one or?
Um, hopefully, I'm getting back to a normal schedule next week.
Yeah, I hope so, man. They've been running you ragged, man, for sure. All right, mine are real quickly. Georgia finally certified their their election results.
Oh
Right?
right, I forgot about that.
Yeah,
Yeah,
I
was
still have
gonna
to
put
work
that as a
tomorrow, and I
sweeter.
have to do it 5 to 1.
Yeah.
I,
Well,
I I like that Trump lost twice in the same
yeah,
state.
I know.
What was the joke? No Republican has won there since, or no Democrat has won there since Bill Clinton,
Yeah,
and now Biden's won there twice in a week or something
yeah,
like that.
exactly.
It's a joke.
So I mean, it's heartening, I guess. I don't know. I mean, this thing should have been over like a week ago, but here we
Yeah.
are.
And neither one of us are happy for because it's Biden.
Oh
We're
no.
not excited for that, but the election's over. Like he lost, and he's doing everything he can to delegitimize this election. And he
Yeah.
just invited those two guys from Michigan, or two people. I think it's actually one's a woman, but those two Republicans from Michigan to try and get them to change their electoral votes.
Oh, I can't
Like
wait for that. I can't
that's
wait.
well, according to Michigan law, it's already too late. There's nothing they can do.
Yeah.
But it's like he's trying to fucking burn our elections down in plain sight, and nobody holds him accountable.
Well, what's funny is it's like it just that break. Our solace is that it's in plain sight. It's not
Yeah.
even behind the door. Kind of seedy kind of thing that we won't find out about until 10 years later. I mean, we're finding out this in real time, which is actually
Yeah.
very heartening. So
But what scares me is that this two-party system we have with money in it, and money, like you said, corrupts everything, and
yeah.
no term limits. Like we are gonna eventually get somebody like Trump, only smart,
Yep. Yep.
and then it's over. Like this country's done.
Well, like I said, end stage capitalism, man. It's that's what happens, man. Like when people get too greedy, especially politicians. Like
Yeah.
you have a 1, 2, even 3-party system. I mean, it's corruption. If you have politics where you're beholden to your donors, you will never get anywhere. If you're beholden to people, and you're reliant on like tax driven what do you call them, like campaigns and stuff like that, then you're not beholden to donor A, B, and C. Those are the people that really run this country, the oligarchs, the people with billions. I'm not talking millions, the people with billions like Zuckerberg and Bezos and Soros and Mercers and
Big Pharma.
Coke and Big Pharma and all that stuff.
I don't really know any of the names of the big pharma people. I forget them. That's why
Yeah.
I said big pharma.
Oh, AstraZeneca, Pfizer, all those people like that run those companies. Big tech companies like Verizon, Comcast. Freak says we need to remove parties from politics. I actually think that companies and big entities should not be allowed to donate to any political party at any time. Removing parties from politics, I could see that too. I think we need ranked choice voting, where you're basically have multiple rounds of voting in order to get the one that really matters. That's the only way things are ever going to get better here. Let people
The
run on what
parties
they're going to.
promote cronyism. Like those people, like they toe the party line. There's too much of that type stuff. You
Yeah,
know,
and I have a big problem with that. Like, go with
Yep.
your platform. Like what Freak Five says. He says let people run on what they are going to do for us. Yes, their platform. Freak Five, exactly right. Policy.
and hold them accountable when they lie about stuff.
Yeah.
About their platform. When they say I'm going to do
Policies.
this, and they get in and immediately do the opposite or some shit
Yeah.
like that.
I
That should be
vote
grounds to remove them from office. Like, okay, you
Yeah.
lied to us to get the vote.
vote for policies. That's what we should be looking at as voters. You know, with Biden, what were we voting for? I didn't vote for Biden because fuck Biden. He
I
had
voted
no
for Biden because I
policy.
hate Donald Trump.
No, I understand that, but
No,
but,
I'm saying like I was adding to what you were saying.
yeah,
Like I'm agreeing with you. I'm
Yeah.
saying like I voted for Biden not because I like Biden. I voted
Right.
for Biden because I hate Trump.
see, but that's the thing. That's all people voted for. They hated
Exactly,
Trump.
because there's no real policy with Biden other
There's-
than
Right.
big
What-
business as usual.
Right. That's what he said. Nothing will fundamentally change. That's what he said. And that's the wrong way of thinking. We need to be progressive in our
He already
thinking.
doesn't want to punish Trump.
Yeah.
I know. I'm fucking pissed about that shit too. Like they just want to the whole like, oh, let's be nice and move on. Let's
You
just
know what I would have
shake
said?
hands and make bygones.
No,
Well, that's what we did
none
with
of
the
that.
Confederacy, and look at
Yeah.
what's going
That's,
on.
that's
None of
all
that.
Obama did during his administration. Make concessions for a party that wasn't ever going to care
Yeah,
about
how
him.
about we don't make concessions? You know what Biden should have said? I'm going to let the Department of Justice handle that. And if there's wrongdoing, they will find it. That's what he should have said. Instead, he's like, oh, I'm going to give him a pass. And there'll be, you know,
Basically, an unofficial pardon, basically.
Yeah. Freak 5 agrees with you, Breakman. Getting rid of Trump was worth voting for Biden. I disagree.
Yes,
I think if you have enough people that actually defy that logic, Freak 5, then things might change. Like if we...
Yeah, I see for me, like the biggest difference as far as like not even a policy or whatever is that Biden wants to be president. Trump wants to be an emperor. Like he wants to be president for life. Like Putin, you know, he jokes, quote unquote, about being elected for a third, fourth, fifth term. You know,
I warned about
that's
this.
something nobody else has ever done.
You touched
Well,
about...
in my lifetime.
Yeah,
There's never been, you know, but back before there were term limits and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
You
stuff
you
like that.
touched on it, Breakman, when you said, you know, that there will be somebody a lot smarter than Trump, and there
Yep.
will be. Just watch. Biden's going to piss everybody off. He's going to lose in 2024.
Yep.
And, you know, we'll have another Republican to contend with that maybe wants to take things further, like Tucker Carlson. Tucker Carlson is infinitely...
Jesus
Or
Christ.
how Pence
But
could
listen,
run for president.
Tucker Carlson is infinitely smarter than Donald Trump,
Yeah,
right?
it is.
So just think about that. Like, do we really want
my God,
Tucker
please
Carlson?
don't make me think about that. That is a horrifying thought. I can definitely see him doing it too.
Yeah.
Like what I think is the way this country has been leaning. The next election is not going to have Biden's not going to have like the forced turnout like he did, because he's not going up against Trump. So
Yeah,
the next Republican who goes up against Biden's probably going to win.
Well, check this out.
All the liberals are going to fall asleep. Like they always
Guess
do.
who's
Yeah.
eligible to fucking run again in 2024? Donald Trump.
Jesus.
Donald fucking J. Trump, man. So, you know, and next time around, he might have better advisors. He might have people that he actually listens to that can do things. Like, he might do things completely different. Freak says Biden might die before 2024 and Kamala will run. Kamala's got no shot, Freak 5. She couldn't even win her fucking primary. She didn't even get close to winning her primaries for this time around. So
Trump's extremely unhealthy too. He might not survive until 2024 also.
well, one can hope, I guess. But
I'm not hoping for anybody's death, and I doubt he will, because for some reason cockroaches seem to not die.
Well, speaking of getting COVID, Don Jr.
Like everybody's stuffed on a cockroach, right, and moved your foot, like took your foot off it and saw it like still trying to move and shit.
Here's-
like what?
Here's the fundamental difference between you and I, Breakman. I don't give a flying fuck about somebody like Donald Trump, right? Because this is a guy who still to this day thinks that 5 African Americans should get the death penalty for not raping a woman.
I know. I
That's
think death is too good for him. I want him to rot in a cell for the rest of his miserable piece of shit life.
That's true.
And
That's true. You're right. That would be a good fitting thing. But I wrote on Twitter, and I stand by this. Don Jr. got COVID, right? And that's another one of my sweeto.
sorry, did I laugh?
Yeah.
I
One
wonder if he got it from his daddy.
he probably
I mean, his
did.
dad
Man.
throws him under the bus all the time, so why not?
I mean, I wrote that I hope Don Jr. gets a tube stuck down his throat. You know, I mean, I honestly think that might be something that shocks the MAGA crowd enough to where maybe they wear fucking masks. You know, because nothing else has worked. Trump has got it himself. His advisors have got it. Fucking, what was his name? Ben Carson got it. Herman Cain got it and fucking died. And they still wouldn't wear masks. Like, what?
And you notice they've never mentioned it.
Yeah, they never mention it. It's like they're just in denial that this virus is raging, man. And there's 250,000 fucking people that have been put in the fucking ground that deserve better.
Prematurely.
They deserve better. And, you know, they were Republicans and Democrats. The virus doesn't see, you know, what affiliation you are. It just fucking rages. And it's beyond me. But anyways, that's another one of my sweetos. I discovered a band called Wild Nothing. You guys should check them out. They're real mellow and cool. I really dig their music. Wild Nothing is awesome.
Yeah, I do have a stink on that. I just remembered
okay,
it.
you're gonna have to hold off, Eric. And then real quickly, hair dye. I mentioned the Rudy Giuliani press conference. That shit was spray on hair dye, Breakman. He couldn't take the fucking time to go someplace and get his hair fucking dyed, so he did the quick thing of spraying on that shit, and that's what was draining from his fucking. It looked like his brain juice was fucking, coming out of his fucking ears. But all right, Eric, you said you had a
Like he just, I don't know how anybody can stand listening to him. Like he's spitting when he talks, and he's starting saying incoherent shit, and he's just, it's the ramblings of a madman.
Yeah. Let's see. It's. I hope all the kids who voted this year for the first time will keep voting, and most of them are liberal. They need to be more than liberal, Freak Five. They need to start thinking about voting people that don't take PAC money, that aren't beholden to donors. That's the only way things are gonna get done, man. The only way. You start voting for the same old stupid centrist Democrats like Clyburn and, you know, on the Republican side, McConnell and Graham and all these worthless fucking pieces of shit. Pelosi is still the fucking speaker. Schumer. These are all centrist Democrats that need to go by the fucking wayside, whether by death or by voting the motherfuckers out of office. And it doesn't seem like it's going to happen because people cannot understand that it's going to take a radical way of thinking to move this country forward and not be stuck in centrism for the rest of their fucking lives.
Well, just look at what happened to the left-leaning candidate or left-leaning politicians like AOC. Like when she's getting battered and battered and battered by the right, you know, Pelosi would say maybe a word or two, but where was the defense for her? Or who was it? Like there were four of them. The other four
Rashida Tlaib, AOC, Ilhan Omar, and Ayanna Pressley.
Okay, so like the farther they go to the left, like the farther away the Democratic Party goes from like supporting them and such like that.
Yeah, they don't support their own. Democrats are fucking weak. That's why, man, they're weak. They pander to Republicans when they should be hammering them left and right. Pelosi should be on the fucking, you know, press conferences almost every day explaining how shitty McConnell is and how shitty Lindsey Graham is and what they're going to do to counteract that. But they never do. They fucking cave all the fucking... Kamala Harris, the next vice president of the United States, is sitting there fist bumping with fucking Lindsey Graham.
I know.
Why? That's what we got to deal with.
We don't want to hold them accountable. We're just going to move on and let bygones be bygones.
We have to be civil. We have to be civil. No, you don't. You can fucking hammer these motherfuckers like they do you all the fucking time. Not one of them is saying right now that...
Civility is a myth. It only works for people who are capable of civility in the first place.
Oh, God, man. These people are fucking...
Yeah, like can't like give people a pass without holding them accountable, without there being some sort of
repercussions. And
a
yeah,
regret on their end or something like that.
this
There
you want
has
to
to be
know.
some sort of change. You can't just move on like nothing happened.
You guys want to know the real truth? The Democrats don't want change. They want things to stay exactly the same. They talk a big game. They talk, oh, we got to vote Biden in because this is the soul of our nation. That was his big thing. Battle for the soul of our nation. What the fuck does that mean?
It means that Trump was screwing up so badly that all the money they wanted to get couldn't possibly match like what a proper leader would. And by proper leader, I mean someone who makes wars happen.
It doesn't mean anything. The battle for the soul of our nation. You know what means things? Healthcare means things. Free college or at least a drastically reduced education would be nice.
Remember when I was trolling you? I don't know, earlier in the year or something. It was about the whole like dropping college.
Yeah.
College costs for people who have already graduated and stuff like that, or
Yep.
college fees. And I thought it'd be funny to mess with you and stuff like that. And, now people are actually doing the same thing, but seriously.
Yep.
Why do you care if
right
kids today don't have to pay? Like,
see, that's the thing. They're so
progress, isn't it? Isn't
yes,
that what we wanted? We want better for our kids than we want for ourselves.
People are so upset that people are going to get free college or reduced college that they can't. In their minds, they're like, well, I had to struggle and I had to do this. Yeah, you did. That's the point. We don't want, like you said, Breakman, we don't want
you know what? Those people shouldn't have had to either.
We don't want our kids and our if somebody wants to go back to school, why should we punish them by having them, have more debt? Like that, it just needs to go away. Paying for education is archaic. It's dumb. It does
Paying
nothing.
For school lunches also.
It does
barbaric.
nothing. It does nothing but hold your country back. When you don't want an educated population, you get Donald Trump. Donald Trump.
The Republicans have done a damn good job, and Democrats have done a terrible job, like fighting back and pushing back on stuff like that. The Republican Party has convinced everyone who leans to the right that like college is a socialist institution.
Yeah, and it's absolutely bullshit. If you don't have education, you know what you get? You get Trump. You get Biden. You get Kamala Harris. You get Cheney, you get Bush, you get all these fucking morons Clinton, you get all these fucking assholes instead of, decent and moral people. Freak Pie says it best. He says the Republicans and Democrat politicians are working together. They keep us divided so we don't unite against them. That's exactly right. Because I tell you what, Freak 5, Medicare for All polls at 70%, 70 to 80% nationwide. Republicans or Democrats. It's like, I think it's like 85% Democrats want Medicare for All and like something like 67% Republicans want Medicare for All. But you know who doesn't want it? The politicians don't want it, because then all their fucking donations from all these health companies and insurance companies stop coming in. So yeah, that's it.
You know what I hope to see next year?
What's that? I
hope to see that the Ark Encounter gets closed down for good.
Yeah. Freak Pie says, I had great...
I need to get to my Stinko, though.
Like, I was fucking with you. I can't believe, like, people actually believe that.
What?
The whole, like, that it's, like, that we should be paying a fortune to go to college and stuff. Like
no.
Like that it will piss off the generation that had to pay for it.
Yeah, and they are. They're fucking enraged, and it's like, it's stupid. Freak Five says,
I never graduated, so I could go back if it were like not expensive.
I was talking to Bernie. I was like, I have 2 years left on my bachelor's. I wish I could go back, but I can't afford it.
Whatever. Frank wants to make us think he went to college. Come on.
Freak said, I had great.
Actually, I'd probably have to start over, but maybe I won't have to do his lunch.
Yeah.
If I'd go back to college,
a lot of those years I spent were bullshit. Like orientation. What the fuck is this shit?
Yeah, I know, man. Hold on. Let me quickly...
Also, why do I have to pay so much for these books?
Yeah, hold on, break. Yeah, that's another problem with education. But anyways, I had great grandparents who were slaves should they have said, "Don't free black people. I had to be a slave so younger black." That's exactly right, Freak Five. And speaking of that, I think the time for reparations is long overdue, man. Like I honestly think that this country should own up to its past, pay the indigenous people first, the Native Americans, their reparations and land and anything else that they're entitled to, and also black people in this country, because this country was built, at least in its current form, it was stolen from the Native Americans and it was built on the back of slaves. So yeah, I'm with you, Freak Five. And I have no animal in this fight. Like I'm Mexican American. Like I have my own, the things. But black people in this country should definitely have reparations. No question about it. No question. Freak said women used to not be able to vote. They didn't say I couldn't vote, so younger women shouldn't. Yeah, it's stupid logic, Freak Five. You make good points. I don't agree with reparations, but I won't say no if it was given to me. Well, Freak Five, you could not agree with it, but after looking at it and after researching it and after knowing, yeah, black people deserve every bit of reparations and more, man. No question about it. Let's see. So the hair dye thing with Rudy Giuliani was pretty funny. All right, Eric, you're Stinko, I guess.
Yeah, the passing of Kirby Morrow, voice actor and actor, Canadian actor, who's most well known for his roles on Dragon Ball Z and Legos Ninjago. And in case anybody doesn't remember, back in the old days when Funimation was still sublicensing out to Saban for distribution, they hired Ocean Dub Group because they couldn't afford to hire their own dub studio. Mm-hmm. So one of the voice actors was Ian Corlett, and then for some reason he stopped doing the voice of Goku, and they hired Kirby instead. Mm-hmm. And that was shortly before Dragon Ball Z took a hiatus in 2 episodes on syndication before it ended up on Toonami with a new score, and Funimation got their own.
Went up to like the Ginyu Force saga, maybe.
Yeah, right before the Frieza saga started. This is where they stopped. Anyways, he also did the character Moroku from Inuyasha, and Cyclops from X-Men Evolution, and he also did Captain Dave Kleinman from Stargate Atlantis as the Daedalus captain, I think.
Wow, that's pretty lengthy resume, man. R.I.P. Kirby Morrow. That's sad to hear, man.
It doesn't say how, so I'm wondering.
Yeah, maybe COVID related, man. You never know, man. 250,000 people and climbing. Freak says, I don't think we need to be given money. It's not given money. I think
it's only 47 too. So
your great grandparents earned that money, Freak Five. I would just be happy with equality and not being murdered by police. Yeah, that's a whole other bag of issues. All right, anything else on that, Eric?
No.
All right, let's move on to.
It's a free for all. Little baby. Yeah, it's a free for all. Wow. Suck it.
Okay, we are on to round 3 of our tournament to determine the greatest TV horror show of all time. I think we said scariest too, right, Breakman? That was one of the qualifications.
Something like that, yeah.
Okay, let's get into it, man. Let's start at the top, and let's go right for the jugular here, so to speak. Castlevania versus Constantine. I'm going to go first on this one. I'm going to open up. I'm going to go with Castlevania for this reason. I thought about that series, and there are genuinely scary moments in Castlevania, man. Like
I agree.
There was a scene that just chilled me to the bone. It was the scene with the I don't know if he was an archbishop or whatever, but he was in the church, and he was getting a lecture by one of the big, demons, and the demon was just. Whoever did the voice acting on that, and that whole scene was just fantastic, and one of the scariest things I've ever seen in almost any anime. He was like, basically saying, I love you, and, it was just creepy at its core. Even though the guy was super corrupt, you almost had kind of like a sympathy for the archbishop, knowing that he was just going to get demolished. Constantine, to me, was more lighthearted, even though it had those elements.
And I'd say, back to Castlevania, that scene when it kept flashing back between the fight and what was going on with Alucard, like that scene with Alucard was scary. Like you didn't know if he was gonna survive. You know what I mean?
Which one are you talking about, Break?
About towards the end of the season. Yeah, about the I think the last
Last
episode.
season.
Oh, of the first season or the second
No,
season?
the last
third
season.
Oh, the third season. Yeah. No, exactly, man. There's moments in that series that'll just chill you. You know, it's just really good, man. But yeah, as far as like to me, as far as like horror shows, Castlevania's got it in spades, man. It's got those moments, and Constantine had maybe a couple of those frightening type scenarios, but nothing
I think
near.
Castlevania had a wicked turn on that last. Oh yeah, that was so good. There's some really. Oh, I don't want to spoil it.
Yeah, don't spoil. What say
Yes.
you? So Breakman, I'm guessing you're going with Castlevania.
Yes, Castlevania, absolutely.
You, Eric?
Castlevania.
All right, clean sweep for Castlevania. Next up, we got Lore versus Creepshow. I've talked about Lore quite a bit on here, but I love both of these shows. I think they're both worthy of being in this position. Lore is kind of an animated anthology of like different, different stories. Creepshow's the same way. It keeps that Creepshow kind of sensibility and kind of, I guess in a way, humor. But there's not really that much humor in it, man. It's kind of scary. If I went by how scary the show was, I probably would choose Lore. But man, Creepshow is so good on Shudder. You guys, if you guys haven't seen it, I highly recommend watching both of these shows, Lore and Creepshow. But I'm ultimately Creepshow by just barely for me. Eric, what say you?
I'm gonna go with Lore.
Okay, he's going to go with Lore. So you're the tiebreaker, Breakman. What say you?
Oh, I have no fucking idea. I guess Creepshow.
Okay, Creepshow moves on based on Break's educated guess. Okay,
You know what, how about we ask the chatters, see what they think?
okay. We'll ask chatters on that, but it's going to be Creepshow, man. Creepshow's going to move
Oh.
on. All right, Breakman, I'm going to start with you on this one. This is a titanic matchup in my view. Stranger Things versus Tales from the Crypt.
You're an asshole.
I'm sorry, Tales from the Dark Side, not Tales from the Crypt.
Oh, well, that's easy. Thank God. Whew. All right, Stranger Things then.
Okay,
I like that would that. Oh my God, I don't want to deal with that. We're probably gonna have to, aren't we? Stranger Things versus
well,
Tales from
I
the
don't know,
Crypt?
man,
Oh my
because guess what? I don't know. I'm going with Tales from the Dark Side on this, and here's my rationale. I love Stranger Things. I think there are a lot of scary moments in Stranger Things, but Tales from the Dark Side is probably one of the scariest, like creepiest anthology horror shows I've ever seen. Even sometimes more so than Tales from the Crypt. I'm picking Tales from the Dark Side, Breakman. So, guess what, Eric? It's up to you. Stranger
You're
Things.
wrong, but Eric.
I'm going with Stranger Things.
You
Yeah,
guys,
see, Eric's not wrong.
you guys haven't seen Tales from the Dark Side, you son of a bitches, man. The song alone, man, is scary. The theme. But anyways, all right, Freak Five's talking about a coworker here. So Stranger Things survives the challenge from Tales from the Dark Side. Next matchup we got here. Ooh, here's a Titanic matchup. I'll start with Eric. Tales from the Crypt versus The Walking Dead.
This is actually an easy one for me.
Oh my
I
God.
ain't even seen The Walking Dead, so I'm just going with Tales of the Crypt.
Okay, Breakman, what are you picking?
Walking Dead, it's a good show. It's actually a great show. I really love it. But it's kind of, it's had kind of its ups and down moments and stuff like that. Tales from the Crypt might be the greatest horror show ever made.
Uh-oh. You're ready. Freak says Tales from the Crypt.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Walking Dead. As big of a fan as I am, Tales from the Crypt.
All right, I'm picking Tales from the Crypt as well to clean sweep. I think Walking Dead is one of the most overrated shows on television.
I think you're an asshole. I'm sorry,
Well, that's no secret, Breakman. I'll wear that with the badge of honor, man. I think Walking Dead is super overrated. Other than the first like 2 seasons, maybe season 6. But Tales from the Crypt is an all-timer. I agree with you, and it very well could be. We'll find out next week. But we're moving on. Here is another matchup, Breakman. Twilight Zone versus The Outer Limits.
Oh, that's actually not that hard, really. I mean, Outer Limits only happened because Twilight Zone was off the air, right?
Yes, partially, but it was still damn fine, man.
Yeah, I know. And I'm not discounting that, but still, Twilight Zone.
Okay,
It was the
Eric.
originator, and it was so hard to top Twilight Zone. It
All
sure
right,
was.
Eric. What say
Twilight
you?
Zone.
Really? I thought you had been the big fan of
I mean, I've seen more episodes of the Outer Limits, or at least the '90s version of the
I
Outer
thought it would be a
Limits.
lot harder for Twilight Zone, but apparently Twilight Zone moves on. I'm also picking Twilight Zone, but not by much. It
The
clean
'90s
sweeps.
Outer Limits was so good too.
Oh God, Twilight Zone's so good, man. I mean,
Yeah,
yeah,
that's the problem. Is it's going up against Twilight Zone, which is the originator of that kind of storytelling.
yeah. Okay, next matchup: Ash versus Evil Dead versus Penny Dreadful. I'm gonna go first on this one. I love Penny Dreadful. I think it did wonderful to get this far, but I have to pick Ash versus Evil Dead. It was so good, so fun. Not much more fun can be had from a horror TV show than Ash versus Evil Dead. I'm picking Ash versus Evil Dead. What say you, Breakman?
Um, I've said Tales from the Crypt probably the best show on here. I think it's a horror show. Ash vs. Evil Dead is probably my favorite though.
All right, all right. You, Eric, is it a clean sweep?
I'm gonna go with Ash vs. Evil Dead. I
All
haven't
right.
seen either of these, but I'd rather watch that.
Oh,
Penny
Ash is so
Dreadful's good.
fucking hilarious.
Ash
Like,
vs. Evil Dead's really good. I talked about an episode where this infect. I don't know what what do they call him? Deadite was infected this
Deadites,
guy,
yeah.
and he was walking around with his schlong just flopping around. It was a riot, man. I think it was just
Yeah.
super fun.
And there's so many homages to classic horror movies and stuff. It was just such a well done show.
Yeah, I really like Penny
Yeah.
Dreadful though. I think Penny
I have a
Dreadful's
question for
underrated.
y'all.
Yeah.
Chat too. Has anybody watched the new Animaniacs reboot on HBO Max yet?
I don't have HBO Max, man.
Mm-mm.
Yeah. What reboot
Well,
is it?
That's all. That's why I also mentioned chat. The Animaniacs reboot.
Anime Axe reboot. Oh, you mean-
Animaniacs.
Oh, Animaniacs. No, I haven't seen it. I think isn't that Hulu? I thought that was Hulu. I could be wrong.
No, it's HBO Max.
Okay. Yeah, I haven't seen it. I'm sure it's good though. Okay,
Oh
next
wait, maybe you're right. I need to look.
next
Well,
matchup
if it's
we
on
got.
Hulu, I will. If I thought it was on HBO Max, I have no idea.
It could be. I could be wrong, guys. All right, the next matchup we got for you is The Stand versus Are You Afraid of the Dark? Eric, I'm gonna go with you on this one.
Yeah, it is on Hulu. I think it'll probably end up on there though. That's what I'm thinking. Maybe.
All right, Eric. The Stand versus Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Are You Afraid of the Dark?
Okay, Breakman, what say you?
I really liked The Stand when it was on television. I don't think it holds up really well. But I saw like an Are You Afraid, or I guess the most recent Are You Afraid of the Dark, and it was terrible. So The Stand.
Yeah.
Okay, I think there are genuine scary moments in both. The Stand does not hold up very well. God, this is kind of a tough one for me. This is kind of the two weaker entries, I think.
I think this is, yeah.
I'll-
We need to put at least to put them so they're the winners of the losers.
Okay, I think I'll go with The Stand, just because it's a little more mature, kind of. All right, final. Let's see. Freak Pie says, "I know it is. I've been rewatching iZombie. When I am finished with that, I'll rewatch Ash. It's so good, man. Ash vs. Evil Dead's a great show. Man, I'm surprised that Netflix didn't pick that one up and continue.
Well, I know, like, we all wanted more Ash versus Evil Dead and stuff like that, but I mean, Raimi really had a point. Like, we really did everything we could with the show. If we don't want to jump the shark type thing.
Yeah, whatever. I mean, people do it all the time. You could have.
I mean, maybe it's something that maybe they can come back to. I'd hope.
His daughter could have, that daughter could have, picked up that show where it left off and ran with it, man. It would have been fresh and cool, and I don't know. Anyways, last matchup we have for you guys this week is Lucifer versus Hannibal. I'm going to go first on this one. I think Hannibal is one of the most chilling shows you could ever watch on regular TV. no less. I think this aired on CBS. I could be wrong, but Hannibal to me is a super scary show. Lucifer is a little more lighthearted with the very sexy Lucifer. I know I've seen enough of Lucifer to know it's a good show, but Hannibal to me is an all-timer. What say you, Eric?
I'm going with Hannibal too.
All right, is it a clean sweep break?
Holy crap! Freak said I don't think The Stand was very scary, but I did read The Stand in the 8th grade. They made you read a 1,000,000-page book in the 8th grade. Jesus Christ!
Yeah, exactly. It was a big book, man.
Yeah. I'm gonna go with Hannibal too. I've never seen even one of these, but
Oh,
I'm
God.
going with Frank's recommendation.
It's on Netflix, Break. If you have Netflix, you got to watch Hannibal. You and Mrs. Breakman would love Hannibal. It's different and scary. It's genuinely scary. All right. Our final 8 are set up for next week. We've got some Titanic matchups, and the matchup that you always dreaded, Breakman, Stranger Things versus Tales from the Crypt next week. So that's going to be insanely hard. Twilight Zone versus Ash versus Evil Dead's going to be, oh God, that's going to be crazy. Castlevania versus Creepshow, that's insane. The Stand versus Hannibal, that's maybe a little bit easier, but man, oh man, we've got 8 great shows for you guys next week to battle it out. So it's gonna be fun. What do you guys think? What now are your thoughts, Breakman? What do you think is just gonna take the whole thing?
I don't know if I'm gonna be here.
Did you catch COVID, man? Is that what's going on here? Eric?
I'm catching. I don't want to be here next week. I did.
Eric, okay, I'll ask you this then, Breakman. What is your dark horse to win this whole thing?
Ooh, dark horse to win this.
Yep. What's the one that you don't think is a favorite going in, but you think might survive till the end? I'll tell you, I know what the favorite is right now. I can tell you right now what the favorite is.
I think it'd be one of the favorites that would win. I think it'd be between Ash versus Evil Dead and Tales from the Crypt.
Really? I got a different way of thinking, man. I think Stranger Things is the favorite going in, but I think Castlevania is the kind of dark horse to win it all. I really do. I mean, I don't know why, man, but I see Castlevania just going all the way to the end. And
Since I can only pick one, I'm gonna go with Ash versus Evil Dead.
Yeah.
What do you think, Eric?
Castlevania.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
I think Castlevania, huh?
Yeah, Castlevania I think is kind of the dark horse. If I were to, how dare you? How dare you?
I'm sorry. What did you say? Something?
If I were to pick a favorite, I would pick Stranger Things. Or, God damn, we're gonna have a tough time next week.
Oh.
But anyways, next week the champion will be revealed. The greatest horror TV show of all time, and no caveats. I mean, it's just what we think. But I'm gonna go with the scariest ones. I think that's what I'm gonna do. I don't know, man. That's just kind of the way I think we should go. But there it is, the 8 finalists: Castlevania, Creepshow, Stranger Things, Tales from the Crypt, Twilight Zone, Ash vs. Evil Dead, The Stand, and Hannibal. So we've got some fantastic. The Stand, I don't know how The Stand made it this far, but whatever.
It went up against some weak competition, I guess.
It must have, man. Either that or you guys suck and picked shit. I don't know, man.
What did it go up against last week? Let me see.
Last
here.
week,
Dan was up. It went up against a show called Brimstone.
Yeah, Brimstone should have won, man. Brimstone is
Never
actually
heard of Brimstone.
Brimstone's an underrated gem, man. Like, it had John Glover, and I know what I didn't see the entire series. I think it only had 1 season, but man, it was good. Freak said a girl I had a crush on was reading The Stand, so I read it. My longest crush. If something happened to Mrs. Freak and this woman was interested, I would be there. We are still friends. One of her daughters and her husband work with me, but they are poly, so nothing has to happen to her husband. Yeah.
You thought this through, huh?
Yeah, he really did, man. Yeah. So there you go.
No, I don't have to bump him off. It's all good.
So there you go. Our final 8 are set. Next week we will crown the champ. I'm excited. I think we've done a decent job. I know there were some horror shows that I left out, but whatever. All right, gents. I think it's about time to do our plugs. Breakman, Your plug.
You can follow me at break_man on Twitter, and that's the only Twitter account I'm going to give you because you assholes won't send me fucking Dear Breakman questions.
You gotta give the other Twitter, Breakman. How dare you?
Fine, at RP Grinders, where you can ask Dear Breakman a fucking question. Sorry.
At RP Grinders.
At RP Grinders on Twitter, yes.
Yeah. All right, Eric, you're up next.
You can find sites I've written for, such as BostonBasketball.com, TotallyJam.com, where I have reviews of games I write for, in which hopefully I can get around to doing that again. But
Freak 5, you're something else, man. Son of a bitch.
excuse me. But if you like what I've written and you want to support me, sending me as little $1 on my Patreon would help out. And you can go to the link on my Patreon at Eric RPG on Twitter.
Yeah, at Eric RPG on Twitter, you can find the link to his Patreon and, donate something because he does a lot of fine written work for various sites. So there you go. What is Hermes' Twitter account? What are you talking about, Freak 5? I don't even know what the hell you're talking about.
I thought you meant Harmies. I have to redo that. Because I went to make a Twitter account for Harmy, and I made a mistake of making his birthday that day.
I thought he was looking at Hermie porn. That's what I thought Freak 5 was
Hermie
into.
Porn. Like from Rudolph the Red-Nosed Reindeer? Is that Hermes?
No, like hermaphrodite type thing,
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that's what I thought he was inferring, but whatever.
Hermaphrodite is actually horribly transphobic.
Yeah. Okay. You can follow me on.
Let's just move on.
Yeah. You can follow me on Twitter at Frank Branches. You can follow me on any of the systems, RP Grinders or Frank Branches. Either one will get you there. I want to thank everybody that was in chat. Our good friend Freak 5. Commander Root was in there. Bernie was in chat, even though she couldn't hear us. Lurks was in there. Slagar, our good friend Slagar, was in there. And who else? There was somebody else. If I missed you, my bad. But thank you so much. And thank you so much to the archive listeners. I know we have a ton of archive listeners, so thank you all so much. You guys and gals, really help out the show. So thank you. I know you can't be here live on Fridays, 7 Eastern, because either A, you're working, or B, you have a life. So, but thank you for listening whenever you're listening, wherever you're listening. Really, really appreciate it. So, yeah, thank you very much. Really, really appreciate it. All right, guys, anything else?
Stay safe. Keep wearing masks.
I mean, we all want to be with our family on Thanksgiving, but we're in the middle of a
Christmas.
pandemic.
Just don't think it's going to end by there either.
Yeah, you really avoid large gatherings. If you're going to be like a small, intimate gathering, that's fine. But large gatherings, just don't do it.
Even if
now,
you're
we all
having
want to be with our families, but no.
Yeah, if you're having
even if I took out my brother and his daughter and their wife, there'd still be too many people at Thanksgiving at my sister's.
Yeah, have a good Thanksgiving. But if you are going to gather with your family, which I know, is really tough to not, but you really shouldn't. But don't shout. Wear your mask. I know it sounds dumb, except when you're eating. Try not to. Just keep your distance. Singing. I know there's not a lot of singing during Thanksgiving, but try avoiding singing and stuff like that.
No Christmas caroling.
Just basic CDC guidelines. Just wash your hands.
Oh, we wish you a Merry Thanksgiving. Wish you a Merry Thanksgiving.
It's that old tried and true. What is that? Cranberry sauce. Cranberry sauce. Oh, won't you please feed my belly? Those ones, that type of thing. But yeah, just keep your distance. Try to wash your hands as often as possible. Don't touch your face. Stuff like that. All that type of stuff. So.
Well, I don't see why there wouldn't be. I mean, there are Christian dating apps.
Farmers only. At Farmers Only.
Yeah, he wants to make a Farmers Only. That's Farmers Only. Make a Farmers Only account for farmers.
All right. Yeah, all that fun stuff. Stay safe this weekend. We want to see you back here next week. Until then, we're out. Later, everybody. Yeah. Oh my God, the maggots would show up in droves to RP grinders. That would be fantastic, man. That'd be really great. Bunch of
How
maggots.
dare you talk about our president? He's your president too. Well, not much longer, gang.
Yeah, for another month and a half.
He never
motherfuckers.
was. He just was in the White House squatting, basically.
No, he was Look, he won the votes. He
Yeah.
won the electoral college. He's the president. I can't say anything about that, but fuck him and fuck
Yeah,
his
like
family.
I'm sick of this whole like the whole narrative. Like, well, nobody accepted him as president. Like he has been president for 4 years. Nobody like accepted it and stuff. Bullshit. He has been the president. We've all had to accept it.
Yeah.
Like that is some fucking bullshit. And nobody like helped me out or nothing like that. Like Obama took you into the White House and gave you like a fucking tour and shit, you
Yeah.
bitch.
Yeah, exactly. What episode was this? 618? Yeah.
Yeah. Nope.
Yeah. Okay. Everybody in chat, especially Freak 5, and anybody else that was in there, Slagar, you guys, thank you guys so much. I really appreciate it. Archive listeners, I appreciate you all too. I wish you guys could make the live show, but yeah, make a Hermie Christian mingle, man. That would be awesome. Or yeah. Yeah. Or go to that. What is it? It's not Twitter. It's a new one. Parlay or Parlor. Parlor. Make a Parlor account for Harmony and
That's
send
where
it.
the Magas go. Don't
Oh,
they?
I don't know. I heard you got to
No,
enter your social security number.
Oh, don't do
Like,
that.
Maga slash alt-right.
Yeah, don't do
slash
that.
neo-Nazi.
Let's find out.
Yeah.
That's
Happy
just what
Thanksgiving.
I heard. I could be wrong.
Happy Thanksgiving, Freak 5. Really appreciate you being in here, man. And, hope that weed treated you really good because I put a lot of time and effort into, creating. Well, I didn't create it, but, you know what I mean, growing that shit, man. So it's a lot of work, man. Even though it's just sun and water, you gotta do a lot of that shit. You gotta make sure everything is perfect, and I don't know. I always did, and I'm really happy that that you enjoyed it, man, and it means a lot to me.
Parler is a news-based social media and commenting platform. News-based.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Can't believe it's Thanksgiving next week. I know, man. It comes and goes, man. It's really, really fun. All right, chat. Really, really enjoyed it. Later, Freak 5. I'm probably going to try to beat that stupid phalanx on Dark Souls, Freak 5, so I probably won't be playing any Friday tonight, but, later. I hope it wasn't your pandemic special. How dare you, Freak 5? You're exiled. See, I got in exile. That's
I'm
awesome.
gonna put my phone number in here.
Later, Freak 5. Later, everybody.